Hi Ganesh, pleasure to meet you again. Been a few years, I think, in similar environs we had met earlier. Everybody's talking about EVs now. A decade back, maybe, besides your former employer Tesla and Elon Musk, not much was being talked about. But now it's a huge foray of a lot of other industries. So why this sudden interest, or do you think technology is really evolving where it is now much easier to build these fabulous cars and within the reach of average consumer?
Yeah, great question. So now this the climate change, global warming phenomena, it's real. It's an agenda being talked about by every leader in any country, in any continent that you go. It's a real. Some leaders are taking very serious, very aggressive measures to at least get prepared to attack the problem. Some are in very passive. So countries like United States, very serious in taking that initiative. That's how the Tesla was formed back in 2000, late 2000s. So it is real. So the carbon emission is one of the common factors that is affecting this global change, the global climate change. So how can we reduce the carbon footprint that is going in the atmosphere, in the air that we go? Well, significant part of that contribution comes from vehicles, internal combustion engine vehicle. So that's how this whole EV revolution, now it is turning into smart EV revolution, because everything is connected, smart, premium, electric, and autonomous, right? So the technology is there. Yeah, and it's mainly now there's a lot more companies are putting serious investment towards transforming their business, automotive, traditional internal combustion engine into more of an electric and then eventually into smart EVs. My company, NIO, we want to be and we are leading that change from the forefront. Though the company was founded in China, we are a global company. We are a global startup, as I internally call it. So our design team is in Munich, because as you know, Europeans have very famous design. They are famous for design, and then American brain and China body. So combining the best of intellectual power together from these three continents, next EV or NIO was born. I'm so fortunate to be working for both Tesla and then now leading this charter for NIO now.
I'm borrowing an old cliche by Tom Friedman's book years ago, and he said that the world is flat, right? So when it comes to innovation, you just mentioned 3 different countries where your teams are spread out. Leaving politics and trade barriers aside, innovation is pretty flat. You can be anywhere. As you said, it's a Chinese headquartered company. But you are from India, you worked here, and you have your design team in. Now, my question is fundamentally in terms of coming together of great minds and collaborating at any level. It could be anywhere. So that dynamics has changed and has been changing and evolving the last decade or so. So a little bit of your experience in getting all these teams to work together.
Absolutely. And I'm so fortunate to be, an Indian. I'm a global citizen, right? Born in India, spent about 3-4 years in Europe, and then now the last 26, 27 years here in the United States. The last 5 years, I had the pleasure of traveling back and forth 33 times to China. So every time I come back from China, my respect for the country, the infrastructure and the innovation just goes up by tenfold every time I come back. So the innovation has no barrier. Innovation has no culture. It's the smartest people have to work together collaboratively, barring all the geopolitical issues and the tension keeping aside. Because we have enough issues and problems in the humanity that we live in today. So that innovation has to come together wherever they exist, to come together and then solve it. That's why we formed this company NIO as a global startup, as I call it. Traditionally, the companies are born in a city, in a founder's garage, in a city, in a county, in a state. Once they start acquiring customers, they start thinking about going global. Our fundamental was just opposite. Find the brightest people who are innovative leaders wherever they exist on the planet. We hired the smartest people, then we formed the company. That was a big shift in and the success of why NIO has become a NIO now. It's only a 7-year-old company. We have delivered over 225,000 plus counting smart connected premium electric autonomous electric vehicles. That part. We have innovators from more than 50, 60 countries around the world working together to create this problem. So, as I said, innovation has no barrier, no culture. That's how every business leader, every political leader has to think about solving these common issues that humanity is facing today.
There has also been talk about, a lot of these EV vehicles coming to the marketplace from across the globe. Where do you, so it's a twofold question. One is it construed because it is a Chinese company, you have a lot more barriers to entry in terms of market? Or the second is, how do you then position your companies in the bracket that you want to position it in?
Yeah, so it's a great question. So the maximum number of premium vehicles that are being sold and consumed in today's global economy is in China. China is the auto capital in the world. So they consume and they produce. If you look at any brand, whether it's European brand, Asian brand, or American brand, they all have a joint venture factory back in China. So we started there because it's over nearly 1.4 billion people, and pollution is there everywhere. So our marketing slogan is blue sky coming, because blue sky is basically pollution-free air. So we created this company mainly to solve the problem there. So as I mentioned, it's a global innovation, engineers and smart business people from around the world coming together to solve the problem. So it's not just China only, right? So this issue exists everywhere in the world. So we started with China. Now we entered Europe through Norway. Now pretty soon we enter in Germany, Sweden, Denmark, and Netherlands, and it's coming to United States after that. That's what I'm excited about, bringing the brand to United States for you to consume and you to enjoy a NIO vehicle in the future.
I think great thought, great points. It's an exciting future, regardless of whichever model or whichever company you follow. But I think the technology itself is pretty amazing, And again, it's been a long time, but all the best and congratulations on an absolute fabulous job that you're doing at this company.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure.